Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off our session today with an overview of Mega Goal 2.1. On this first slide, you'll see that we're diving into Unit 4, titled TV Around the World. We'll be focusing on conversation and listening activities related to this topic. Over the course of this presentation, we'll explore different aspects of how television is viewed and experienced across the globe, improve our listening skills, and practice some engaging conversations. So, let's get started and have a great session together. Let's take a closer look at the meaning of the new words in our conversation. Understanding these key terms will help us follow along more easily. We'll also identify the real talk, phrases within new sentences, which are useful for making our conversations more natural and genuine. Next, we'll focus on how to use these words and phrases when we're looking for specific information in a conversation. This skill is essential for clear and effective communication. Additionally, we'll practice listening carefully to catch details and understand the certainty or accuracy of what's being said. Finally, we'll explore how to express ourselves clearly, which ties into our lesson objectives for today. All these points connect back to our overall theme of improving our conversational skills in real-life situations. All right, so on this slide, we're talking about a type of TV program that features ordinary people. These shows usually film real-life situations as they happen, giving us a glimpse into everyday life. Can you guess what kind of TV program this might be? Yes, it's a reality show. This kind of program is quite popular because it feels genuine and spontaneous. It's different from scripted dramas or comedies because the people are just being themselves in real moments. As we explore different TV genres, keep in mind how reality shows focus on real people and real experiences, which connects to the broader theme of understanding various television formats and their appeal to viewers. So, would you watch this program? Why or why not? Well, in this case, she doesn't like it. Maybe because it bugs her to watch it, or perhaps she feels like they don't get much out of it. It's interesting to think about what makes a show appealing or not. Sometimes it's the content, sometimes it's how it makes us feel. Now, how does Asma feel about this program? From the conversation, we can tell she's not a fan. She might say things like, "It bugs me to watch this," or "I don't see the point in it." These examples help us understand her perspective and emotions about the show. Let's also describe the TV show Noura is watching. It's a game show where a team of cooks has to prepare a meal and then serve it to a panel of judges. The focus is on their cooking skills, teamwork, and how well they can impress the judges with their culinary creations. This ties into the overall theme of the presentation, which is about understanding different perspectives on entertainment and how personal preferences influence what we enjoy or dislike. It's a great way to see how different people engage with media in varied ways. So, what are these contestants actually waiting for? Well, they're waiting for that perfect moment to show off their skills. They've been working hard, and now it's all about timing. They need to prepare a 4-course meal as a team, which means coordinating closely to create a delicious starter, main course, side, and dessert. Once everything is ready, they have to plate the dishes beautifully and serve them to the judges. Think of it like a high-stakes performance. They're not just cooking, they're showcasing their talent and teamwork. These contestants are a team of cooks, each bringing their own skills to the table. And who exactly are they? They're passionate chefs, eager to demonstrate their culinary expertise under pressure. This slide highlights that crucial moment of anticipation, waiting for the right time to present their best work. It's a perfect example of how teamwork and preparation are key in any competitive or high-pressure environment, tying back to our overall theme of excellence and readiness. Who says that I can't have fun watching reality shows? Honestly, I get a real kick out of them. They're entertaining, yes, but they also reveal a lot about human behavior and social dynamics. It's interesting how these shows can reflect real life in a way that's both exaggerated and authentic. And that's exactly why they're such a valuable part of understanding popular culture and societal values today. So, when I say I get a kick out of these shows, I mean I find them both enjoyable and insightful, connecting to the bigger picture of how we engage with entertainment and each other. Asma says this, meaning that the shows annoy her. When Asma mentions this, she's expressing her feelings about the shows, indicating that they bother her. It's important to understand her perspective because it highlights how certain content can impact us emotionally. Asma, in this case, is pointing out her annoyance, which might be due to the show's content, tone, or maybe even the way it's presented. This example helps us see how personal reactions can vary and why it's crucial to consider different opinions when discussing media influence. So, the key takeaway here is that people's responses to shows can differ greatly, and recognizing these feelings is essential in understanding the overall impact of media. Asma says this, meaning that when someone tries to show off, they're often trying to demonstrate how clever or skilled they are. The goal is to impress others and gain admiration. When we hear someone say, "Who says?" it might be a way of questioning or challenging a common belief or assumption. Show off is a phrase that captures the idea of displaying one's abilities or qualities to stand out. It's important to recognize that this behavior can sometimes come across as boastful, but it also reflects a desire to be recognized and valued. Throughout this presentation, I want you to keep in mind how these actions relate to human nature, our natural tendency to seek approval and validation from others. Understanding these motivations can help us better interpret people's behaviors and responses in various social situations. Asma says this, meaning that Noura spends too much time watching TV. It's a common issue, and it highlights how easy it is to fall into the trap of spending long hours in front of the screen instead of being active. Asma, who says this, is pointing out a behavior that can impact our health and well-being. When we watch TV excessively, we often become what's called a couch potato, which means we're very inactive. This term is important because it emphasizes the need to balance our leisure activities with physical movement. Recognizing these habits is the first step toward making healthier choices and staying active, which is a key part of the overall theme of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So let's think about what really excites us. What do you get a kick out of? Maybe it's a hobby, a particular activity, or even just spending time with loved ones. Recognizing these things helps us understand what motivates us and brings us joy. Next, consider what bugs you. What are those little annoyances or frustrations that tend to bother you? Knowing this can be really insightful because it highlights areas where we might want to improve or change our environment to feel more comfortable. Have you ever met anyone who just loves showing off? Some people really enjoy demonstrating their achievements or talents. It's interesting because it ties into how we see ourselves and want to be perceived by others. And finally, are you a couch potato? Do you prefer relaxing on the couch, maybe binge-watching shows or just taking it easy? Understanding our habits around activity and rest is crucial because it influences our overall well-being and balance in life. All of these questions are part of a bigger picture. They help us better understand ourselves, our preferences, and our behaviors. This self-awareness is key to personal growth and making positive changes. What did she say? Well, this slide is all about understanding expressions and how they can be used to add some fun or emphasis to our communication. For example, when I say, "You'll get a kick out of this," I mean you're going to find something really amusing or enjoyable. It's a way to express that something will bring you joy or entertainment. Notice how slightly different phrases, like, "You'll get a kick out off this," might seem similar but could be a typo or variation, and it's important to recognize the correct form, which is out of. And then there's, "You'll get a kick out of these," which is just the plural form, referring to multiple things that will make someone laugh or be delighted. This ties back into our overall theme of effective communication, using idiomatic expressions like these to connect better and make our conversations more lively and engaging. So, keep in mind, these phrases are all about conveying enjoyment and fun in a natural, conversational way. All right, so what did she actually say? Well, the phrase, "get to work, you spoiled potato couch," is quite striking and memorable. It's a humorous way to emphasize the importance of taking action and not being complacent. The repetition of this line underscores the urgency and the need for a shift in mindset. It's a playful yet powerful reminder that sometimes we need a little nudge, like this playful insult, to motivate ourselves to move forward. Throughout the presentation, this highlights a core idea. No matter how comfortable or spoiled we might feel, progress only happens when we get to work and push past our comfort zones. So remember, it's about cutting through complacency and really focusing on action. So what did she actually say? Let's look at the first example. He's only generous and that bugs me. This highlights a common issue where someone is perceived as being overly generous, but rather than appreciating it, it causes discomfort. Moving to the second example, he's overly generous and that bugs me. Notice how this emphasizes the word overly, which suggests that the generosity might be excessive or even inappropriate in some contexts. And then the third version, he's overly generous and that bugs me. This one is more straightforward and clear, pointing out the same idea that the generosity exceeds what's comfortable or expected, and that's what's bothering us. These variations help us understand how subtle differences in phrasing can change the tone or emphasis. The key takeaway here is that being overly generous can sometimes create tension or discomfort, especially if it's perceived as insincere or excessive. This connects to our overall theme of communication and understanding others' boundaries, recognizing when generosity crosses a line and how that impacts relationships. So let's talk about what expression Asma uses when she's very sure about something. This is a key part of understanding how she communicates confidence. When Asma wants to emphasize her certainty, she often uses specific phrases that clearly show she's confident in her statements. These expressions are important because they help us recognize her level of conviction and trust in what she's saying. Using these phrases effectively can also influence how others perceive her, making her arguments more persuasive. It's a great example of how language choice plays a role in communication, especially when you need to assert your confidence. So remember, when you see Asma using these particular expressions, it indicates a strong certainty, and it connects to the overall theme of effective communication and assertiveness. You know, life can throw some unexpected challenges our way. I remember a time when I was feeling under the weather, just a cold, but it made me realize how important health really is. Then, there was a moment when my father was in the hospital, dealing with health issues that reminded me of the importance of support and resilience. And speaking of setbacks, I once broke my toe. Nothing serious in the grand scheme, but enough to slow me down and test my patience. Despite these hurdles, I was fortunate to have a wonderful, supportive family by my side, which made all the difference in staying positive and motivated. Through all of this, I was in the best physical and mental shape of my life, thanks to consistent training and a focused mindset. I truly believe that having a fantastic trainer played a huge role in helping me stay on track. So what's the key takeaway here? No matter what life throws at us, illness, injury, or personal challenges, staying resilient, supported, and committed to our goals is what makes the difference. It's all about maintaining that balance and pushing forward, no matter the circumstances. Let's take a closer look at this slide. As you can see, we've labeled the points a D, E, F, C, G, and these points represent the core elements we need to focus on. First, point A highlights the foundation of our approach, understanding the key factors that drive success. Moving to point D, we see that it's about identifying the critical challenges we face along the way. Then, point E emphasizes the importance of strategic planning to navigate those challenges effectively. Point F brings attention to the role of innovation and adaptability in staying ahead. Next, point C underscores the value of continuous improvement and learning from our experiences. Moving on to point G, it reminds us that collaboration and teamwork are essential for achieving our goals. Finally, point B wraps up by reinforcing the need for clear communication to align everyone involved. Altogether, these points connect seamlessly to form a comprehensive picture of how we can approach our objectives with clarity, resilience, and a collaborative spirit. They serve as a roadmap, guiding us through the complexities and ensuring we're all working towards the same vision. All right, for this final slide, I want to highlight the importance of the homework exercise on page 256 of your workbook, specifically exercise H, This is a great opportunity for you to apply what we've discussed today and reinforce your understanding. The key points here are to thoroughly review the exercise, approach it thoughtfully, and connect it back to the overall themes we've covered. Remember, the goal is not just to complete the task, but to really grasp the concepts and see how they fit into the bigger picture of this topic. By doing this homework, you're actively engaging with the material, which is crucial for solid learning. So I encourage you to take your time, think critically, and see this exercise as a chance to deepen your understanding. That's how you turn knowledge into practical skills. Thanks for your attention, and I look forward to seeing your progress.